Hey everyone, this is Josh DeSanto of Genius Loci Games, and today we're going to go through Fantasy Grounds 5th Edition Dungeons & Dragons. As you can see, I already have the Fantasy Grounds virtual tabletop up and running with the 5th Edition basic D&D tabletop. This is a different tabletop than the normal one. In a different video I will show you what the normal tabletop looks like. But right now we're just going to stay inside the D&D Basic. So, in D&D Basic virtual tabletop, you have your chat window. This will also show the results of any dice rolls. You can have DM whisper messages. You can even do different languages that only people with that skill can see. That'll also be a different video later in the future. You also have your modifiers, your advantage, disadvantage, proficiency modifiers. So if we do that, and then we roll our d20, here we go, and it auto puts your dice down. So right now, as you can see, our character selection for PCs is empty, as are our stories, images and maps, NPCs, items, and so on. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up these two things. As you can see, I already have them loaded up because this is the third time I'm trying to make this video and I forgot to delete everything this time. But if you wanted to load these up and they weren't there, you'd go to Library, Modules, and you would open these books. And to open these books, you put your cursor over it and you look for that arrow, and then you open. Now you'll see the D&D Basic Rules players have a green check mark, while D&D Basic Rules DM, which is this, has a red check mark. The red check marks mean the players can't see these. None of these the players can see. Only you as the DM, GM can see them. The players can see the basic rules, however. So we're going to close this up. Now today what we're going to do is we're going to work on both NPCs and character creation. Now a question I've been getting of late is whether or not people should put in the money for the $50 core class pack and the $50 core monster pack. Honestly, they're a good investment, but you don't need them. One second. So, whether or not they're a good investment, honestly, you don't need them. The $3 basic rules pack has over about 100 monsters in the DM section, as well as the 4 basic classes and races. And we'll show you them when we're going through. So hold on. So now we're back into our Fantasy Grounds virtual tabletop, and let's go first into the D&D Basic Rules for DMs. Now, gives you a nice bit of magic items, your NPCs, which are your monsters. And there's different ways they have this labeled. They can do it by alphabetical, you can do it by challenge rating, you can do it by class. Aberration, Beast, as you can see. So there's different ways you can do it. But if you look, you've got quite a number of monstrous villains for the PCs to fight just in this $3 pack. The two $50 packs do give you all the classes and all the monsters currently available in the core books. They also give you other things like character portraits and tokens. The tokens that come with the basic set are these lovely generic letters, numbers, and words. Nothing very fun. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go quickly show how to drag and drop, and it's very simple, both NPCs and magic items. And then we're going to quickly go through character creation. So, DM rules. We're going to do magic items first. And I want to be able to give let's say just a generic +1 weapon to my players. So you go there, and if you click on it, you can see it gives you a nice little thing on that. And if you don't want that and you've messed up, you just right click, skull and crossbones, and there you go. So we can just continue to drag and drop, use the red dragon. You don't even have to put it above the line here. You can put it anywhere you want it, and it'll automatically put it in alphabetical order for you. So what we're going to do, we're going to delete these items. Nice and simple. And NPCs is the same thing. Now, if you want, again, go by your challenge rating index, we'll say the party has to fight some lions. So you put in your lion right there. Yep. Just close that out. Keep the NPCs. One second. So once we're closed out of our NPCs, now we're just back in our normal library. Now, as I showed in the beginning of the video, you can go to Manage Characters for the next section. If you're a GM and you want to provide pre-generated characters for your PCs, you can go to PCs, Character Selection, create an item, and you go in here. Now there is one small hiccup with character creation. I'm going to show you that quickly, and then we're going to back out and we're going to do this all again. So if you go to Races, you see the race right here. Just like with drag and drop into items and into NPCs, you can drag and drop almost everything that you need right here. So we're going to start out with the human character. So we put our race in as human. As you see, every ability score went up by 1. However, I changed my mind. I want to be a dwarf. So there is no way to get rid of this. It is there. So once you start, you're starting with that human. You can't get rid of it, but you can drag and drop on top. So let's do a wood elf. Now, as you see, my strength, my constitution, my intelligence, and my charisma all stayed 11. My dexterity went up to 13. Elves, as this will tell you, you come down here a little bit more. Have an ability in, it doesn't tell you actually, have an ability score increase of +2 to dexterity and a +1 to wisdom for wood elves. So that's why that raised by 1 and that raised by 2, giving it a 13 and a 12. But the human bonuses are still there. So what we're going to do is we're going to close out. We are going to delete our nameless elf, and we're going to create a new one. We're going to go in, and this can be closed. Character selection can be closed. It won't close out the character sheet. And we're going to make this time a dwarf. And we know we want a dwarf and nothing but a dwarf. So we go there, and then we close out of our races. As you see, 12 and 12. A +2 to each. Nice and good. Close out there. Now we'll go to our classes. Let's make our dwarf a cleric. So we'll give him a class cleric. And it comes up right away as soon as you drag and drop into the character sheet with your proficient skills. We'll make him proficient in religion and insight. So there we go there. Next up, background. Backgrounds have their own little thing here. And we're going to say our cleric here started out as a soldier and then joined the faith. Now, if you look right here, we'll go to skills. And in our skills, we have athletics and intimidation from being a soldier, as well as insight and religion from being, well, ourselves, from being a cleric. So next, we're still here. Let's go to our abilities. And if you notice our traits, we got our dwarven stuff. We got our proficiencies and our tools from both of our background and our class. No feats, we're level 1. Inventory is empty. Now inventory, just like everything else, is drag and drop. So what we're going to do is we're going to be very basic here. We're going to first go to our armor. Now I can do light and medium armor, but we're going to do light armor for now, okay? And we're going to then go with studded leather. Studded leather armor. Now that has an AC of 12. So let's see if that came up and showed up. Did it? Yeah, it's not going over. Here we go. Nope, we still have a 10. So what we want to do is we want to go into our AC. And we want to add, because we have a base of 10, everything's a base of 10, a 2. And now we have our 12. But our dwarf, he has some money. So he can afford a shield, which gives an extra 2 to his AC. So we're going to add that. Go back up. As you can see, it still doesn't show. That's okay. What we do then, just in the shield section, another +2. And then there we go. Next up, we'll close out this, and we will continue to stay in our inventory. Now, go into adventuring gear. You have all this different gear here. He's a cleric, so he needs his amulet. You see, still in alphabetical order. Now here's where it gets fun. We have an adventurer's kit. So we're going to drop the adventurer's kit. All that shows up is the adventurer's kit. Now we got our equipment packs, and we're going to say that despite being a cleric, he likes to explore. He's a traveling cleric. Now we're going to drop the explorer's pack, and look what happens. Instead of just explorer's pack showing up, backpack, bedroll, mess kit, rations, everything that would be in the explorer's pack is now in our pack. And then you have your normal listing of things. Now, last thing we want right now is a weapon. Now he's a cleric, and we're going to say he's a cleric of Moradin. And for me, cleric of Moradin's always use a warhammer. Now a warhammer is a martial weapon. Can our guy use a martial weapon? Let us see. All simple weapons, so no. But go up here. We got simple weapon, and we're going to say he uses a mace, a general, normal, everyday mace. So we put the mace in there, it shows up there, and then if we go over to actions, here's our mace. Now if you look over here to our chat, if you roll, that's all I have to do. You can stay in your character sheet the whole time. You actually almost never have to touch these if you don't want to. You can even add your advantage and disadvantage and still roll from there. So, next up, since we're still in actions, we're going to close out of here. We're going to close out of here. Now, he needs spells. He's a cleric, he needs his spells. Uh-oh. I don't remember what my how many spells I get as a cleric. So what we do, we can go to main. Oh, sorry. Go to main. Click on our symbol here. You can do it from out here too. And then you go in here. And you can scroll down. It has all the information that you need. Right there at your fingertips. No need for a book, no need for a PDF. So we get 3 cantrips and 2 first level spells. Awesome. Let's go in the spells. Go to your actions. And we're going to say guidance, light, sacred flame, and remember, it also gets 2 first level spells. We're going to say cure wounds and healing word. So we'll X out of there, and that's all we really need for this guy right now. However, we are missing something. If we look at our notes, we don't have personal traits, ideals, bonds, flaws. So if we go to tables, now there's 2 different ways that you can do all of this. Just like in the normal 5th edition D&D game. You can roll for a random, or you can choose on your own. So we chose for his background, soldier. So let's go back to notes, and we scroll down to soldier. Now when we go to soldier, we'll first be in soldier bond. Now we have our list here as well as dice rolls. So we roll our dice, a 1, shows up right here. Table, soldier bond equals, I would lay down my life for the people I served with. And again, bond, we just drag and drop over. And just keep going like that. Let's finish him off here very quickly. Soldier ideal. And finally, personal trait. Now there's also soldier specialty. You can roll that, and for me, I was a quartermaster. That also in notes. I've been putting that in the actual notes section. I don't see anywhere else it could possibly go. I could be wrong, and if anyone actually has information on that, I would be much obliged. So, now if you notice, the one thing we have not yet done is our ability scores. Now, notice I double-clicked, it didn't change, but it rolls for me. So, for ability scores, I've been doing them the old-fashioned way. 4d6, 5, 2, 2, 9. So that's 9 on top of that 12. Minus 2 because you actually start with 8, so it's actually pretty good. An 18. And you just keep doing that. So I'm hoping that sooner or later we can have the ability to roll in the beginning for our scores right in here. That hasn't shown up just yet. Now if we notice down here, we do have our HD shown, as well as our save versus death, succeed and fail. You roll there again, 7, fail, roll again, fail. Not doing too good, am I? So, you have inspiration up here. You click it, and there you go. Got inspiration. So, that is basic character creation. If you wanted a portrait, you click on that, you add a portrait. And those portraits can be dragged into any map or drawing. So he's in a cave for later use. Let's get out of here. So that is basic character creation and dragging and the dropping of NPCs. Now, in future videos, we'll go through NPC creation, as well as loading up and setting up modules, pre-existing modules for play. That's all. I hope this was informative for everyone. Like if you liked it, like if you want more. Questions, comments, everything. It's always welcome. And have a great weekend, guys.